I want to get to something more hopeful because I don't want to end with global surveillance and dangerous AI. Does anybody want to say anything about I asked Bill earlier what he thinks about the world in the next 20 years, and he feels pretty hopeful about life being better and there being less suffering. Yuval, do you think that? Do you feel like in the next 20 years we will continue to see the trend of life getting better for more people?
It completely depends on us. I don't think that you can really predict the future. I don't think that history is moving in a deterministic direction. If you think about something like COVID-19, you can react to it by generating hatred, blaming it on foreigners and minorities, by generating greed, thinking, okay, how am I going to make a lot of money from it? And by generating ignorance, spreading and believing all these conspiracy theories. And you can react in diametrically opposed way by generating compassion, how I can help other people in this emergency, by generating generosity of contributing what you have, and generating wisdom. So let's believe science and let's use the opportunity to understand, for example, what a virus is and how an epidemic starts and how it spreads. And if people react in this way, then it will make it easier not only to deal with the present crisis, but with all future crises as well. And from this perspective, I think our biggest enemy now is not the virus, it's our own inner demons of hatred and greed and ignorance.
But aren't you willing to say that somebody born 20 years from now or 40 years from now is likely to be better off than they are today?
Not necessarily, because I don't think that history is moving in a straight line.
Okay.
We have the example from, if you lived in Europe in 1913, you thought that, okay, then things are going to continue like in the previous 40 years, and obviously that they didn't. I think that there is a possibility that people would look back, certainly in the West, people would look back at the period from, say, 1990 to 2015 as a kind of golden age. And it's downhill from there, both in terms certainly of the ecology, but also of politics and so forth. But I don't know. Again, history is very unexpected. And again, as a historian, I know that you should never underestimate human stupidity. That, data and science and all that, it's great, but you should never underestimate human stupidity. It's not invincible. We have made a very significant progress in the last few centuries. It's important to realize it. There are some people who say there is no progress at all. And this is dangerous because then the message is that there is no point trying.
It's impossible, right?
If everything that people did in the last century didn't improve our health, our education, the way we treat minorities and so forth, then it's probably hopeless.
Right.
Then it's probably something in the laws of nature that prevent any kind of progress. So it's important to realize there has been very significant progress.
Right.
But this is not a reason for complacency, it's a reason for responsibility. It means that we can make even more progress.